All right, welcome back to the second video in this introduction to the game of dice baseball. In this video, I'm going to cover the batting cards. So we see here, here are three fine examples from the 1979 Cincinnati Reds. We have Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, and Dave Concepcion. First, you have clearly the names and the primary position for each player. So I didn't put a range of positions in this game, but every player does have a primary position. You'll occasionally run into a player who actually didn't have a position or didn't play a position. And in those cases, I tried to do a little research so that you can, so I could find a primary position for them. If I couldn't, then they're just listed as a pinch hitter or a pinch runner, and that was their role in the 79 season. If someone was primarily a designated hitter or pinch hitter, I just tried to make sure if I could try to find a position, I did. So anybody could be a designated hitter, anybody can be a pinch hitter, but just wanted to give you that option to play them in the field if they had a position as well. We come through here. So the premise of the game is that the game engine is built upon stats. So you don't have any ratings necessarily. There is one rating for the pitcher, but it's an actual statistical calculation of their stamina. So it's a little bit of a calculation, but the rest of these are not really a calculation. We actually have their stolen base percentages, and if you wanted to figure that out, so 4 out of 6 is going to be 67%. That's his actual stolen base percentage. 28 out of 34 is 82% for Joe Morgan. And so typically in my games, and especially in this game, the game values that you're going to use to play the game are actual statistics. So theoretically, you could use baseball cards or make up some statistics or whatever to play this game. You could even use cards from another set if you wanted to, as long as you had the gameplay values. Now that's sort of the tricky part. Not everybody has walk percentage and K percentage, but that is going to come into play as a gameplay value. So here we have how many games they played, at bats, plate appearances, hits, singles, doubles, triples, home runs, how many runs they scored, RBIs, walks, and then walk percentage. So walk percentage is how many walks per plate appearance. Johnny Bench in 1979 had a 12% walk rate. So 12% of his plate appearances ended in a walk. And it's plate appearances, not at bats. So just to let you know that. So same thing with K's. Strikeouts 73. His strikeout percentage is 14, which is moderate to low, although moderate for the day. So pretty low for today, but for 1979 it was moderate. Same thing here with Joe Morgan. So you can actually look in here between the different players and see what type of player that you're looking at. Obviously 22 home runs and 80 RBIs. He's going to be sort of a middle of the lineup run producer. Dave Concepcion, 16 home runs and 84 RBIs, also going to be sort of a middle of the lineup run producer. Now, a little bit more bat control with an 11% walk rate. And then you see here Joe Morgan, 17% walk rate, only an 8% strikeout rate. So definitely a contact hitter, not necessarily hitting for a high average, but definitely putting the bat on the ball. We have our sacrifice hits and sacrifice flies, and then we have our stolen base and caught stealing. So just you add these two together and then divide 4 by you would divide 4 by 6. So 4 plus 2 is 6. That's your total. And then you divide the stolen bases by the total, and that will actually get you the stolen base percentage. Now every team will have its color here. So you see the Baltimore color, the orange with the black. So you can distinguish the different cards that way, and definitely um, have gone through and taken the time to make sure that each team color code is per the era. So you won't get modern team colors for old teams, although Cincinnati has not changed over the years. And so this is the batter card. Like I said, we will be using these gameplay values, and I'll show you that in the game engine video. And next up is I'm going to show you some of the pitcher cards.